When the Yankees suddenly announced that Alex Rodriguez would be having a press conference along with GM Brian Cashman and manager Joe Girardi on Sunday at 11 a.m., you had to figure that something was going to happen with Arod, and it probably wasn't going to be good. This was not going to be, oh, Alex Rodriguez, you're going to be promoted. You're going to be playing every day now. You're going to actually get a chance to get your 700th home run. It was going to be something either he was going to get cut or he was going to get retired or they were going to try to somehow scam him out of his money they still owe him. It ended up being retirement, and ultimately they'll cut him on Friday after his final game in pinstripes, and then he'll take on a special advisory role with the team. So he'll collect the rest of his money, his $27 million he's owed. But I think it's interesting to think about. Does anyone think A-Rod might possibly, go to another team to try to get his 700 home run? I guess, there was reports saying, I'm seeing stuff on social media that he can sign with another team if he really wants to play this season out, which I guess could happen. I mean, I just don't see that happening for some reason. I feel like part of this agreement with the Yankees giving him this special advisory role is that he will not play for another team, but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how much it means to A-Rod for him to try to get the 700 home runs. I think it's such a rare feat. Only he'd be the fourth guy to do it, so that's pretty insane. I mean, if I'm A-Rod, I would really try to go for it, but I understand if he doesn't want to. He's given so much to the game. His health isn't nearly what it used to be. He's kind of looks a little selfish maybe if he tries to just go for the individual achievement instead of looking at what's best for the team. Obviously, a huge distraction for the Yankees if he goes to another team and tries to get this to 700 with about 2 months left in the season. But I mean, I don't really know what's going to happen. Obviously, nobody really does. I think it's a fascinating story. I think if he does end up going to another team, it would be crazy if that were to happen. But we'll see what happens. Honestly, like I can't really. I can just give you my thoughts. I obviously don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It kind of seemed like A-Rod is done. He'll play the game on Friday, and then that'll pretty much be it. But you never know. I mean, once you take off that uniform, he might have a completely different situation, well, a completely different thought process on his hand. And during the press conference, it was either Girardi or Cashman. One of them said he's free to do whatever he wants after the final game. So if he really wants to try to go for 700, he could do it. I think he still has it in him. Honestly, he still has the physical talent to get the job done. He's only 4 home runs away. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'd love to see A-Rod, the home run chase. Baseball is definitely a sport where there's times where like nobody, has too much interest in it. People get bored with it. In a 162 game marathon, it really is. It's definitely grueling after a while. But I think this would definitely bring a lot of fans who may not be watching right now, may not be interested for whatever the reason, especially Spanish fans who love A-Rod no matter what. They will bring a lot of eyeballs to the TV set, which I think could be good for the game. So we'll see what happens, guys. All I can say is he really is one of the greatest to ever play the game, despite all the doping scandals and everything, the steroids, getting caught twice, having two press conferences. Ultimately, he's right up there on the top home run list. He's a World Series champion, a 3-time MVP in 2003, 2005, and 2007, and then won the World Series title in '09. So that was a pretty good stretch right there. 3 MVPs every other year, and then winning the ultimate goal, hoisting up the trophy as a World Series champion. It's so hard to win in baseball. I think people took that for granted, especially Yankee fans. They assumed they'd be back there winning a couple more, but it just didn't happen. Injuries, other teams coming to the ranks, inconsistencies, the bullpen, starting pitching starting to break away. Your body breaks down after a while, unfortunately, and the Yankees definitely learned that with some of their older players. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the emotional A-Rod press conference, calling it a career. All right, guys, thanks for watching. One final game for A-Rod Friday, August 12th. Should be a good one.